All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Another day, another live stream, and another session of Chelsea transfer news. We're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of discussion, and things are going to start heating up, of course, as we near December. The World Cup obviously is going to be going late on December, well, midway sort of December. And then as soon as everything sort of kicks back in, there's going to be a lot of conversation about which players are going to come in and not. And January, as we've been saying, will be very, very important for Chelsea Football Club. We need to have a big January window, or else our team will keep going south. We're already seeing how much of the decline in recent times. And do you know what? The World Cup is probably a good break. But after the World Cup, we've got to get serious, man. We've got to get serious. So 3 bits of news that are lined up in terms of Chelsea transfer news that we want to go through. And then obviously the World Cup matches will be just around the corner. So without any further ado, thank you to each and every one of you guys that has joined. Smash the like button. First of all, as soon as you come in, hit that like button, lift those likes up to nearly 30. If we can get to 100 likes during the live stream, that would be much appreciated. And if you're here for the first time as well, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. We want to try and grow this channel, grow this with you guys together. Good to see Accolade, Starboy, Valan, Christopher, Dominique. Great to see a lot of you guys. Straight up, Valan, thank you so much for a super chat, man. Luis Enrique showed we don't need strikers for goal. See, this is the thing, man. It all comes down to a style, a structure, and a belief. So Spain, they've got a lot of ballers, man. They've got a lot of technical players, and they understand the tactical side of the game, man. And Luis Enrique is a superb coach, man. He's seriously a damn good coach. I mean, if we ever have the chance down the track, after post Graham Potter, however many years Potter gets, hopefully he stays for a while. But if there is ever a chance down the track, I would love to see Luis Enrique be at Chelsea Football Club, which will be fantastic. Okay, let's look at the first news today, which is making the rounds. It's from Simon Phillips. Chelsea reportedly set to open preliminary talks to sign Leandro Trossard from Brighton. We saw a little bit of Leandro Trossard yesterday for that Belgium game. I have to say, Belgium didn't deserve a single point out of that match. The goal that they got, Michi Batshuayi up front is a bit of a joker up front, really. He's not really a good striker. It was a good finish, but the amount of times the ball was sort of laid into his path and he scuffed it and he made a meal out of it, it's ridiculous. But Canada, they were on top of Belgium predominantly. They pressed well. They just couldn't put the ball away in the back of the net. But Leandro Trossard, he came on after Hazard was substituted off. Hazard had a decent game. I don't think he's got the legs to play 90 minutes as yet. He doesn't start for Real Madrid on a regular basis, so that's a bit of an issue in terms of his fitness. Trossard came in and he was tidy. I mean, I didn't get to see too much of Trossard, but then again, do we really need to watch Belgium matches to see what Trossard's all about? We can see Trossard in the Premier League, what he does. I find it a bit strange. Some have commented here. I just want to bring this up. Starboy, no, not Starboy. Accolade, one of the first few comments said, Trossard is overrated. Will flop at Chelsea too. We need midfielders. To be honest, I'll take Hazard over Trossard. Hazard still starts over him in Belgium. We should prioritize midfielders. Look, Hazard starts over him in Belgium because that's Eden Hazard, man. I mean, he's captain of Belgium as well. But I think I would definitely take Trossard. Trossard's a decent player. We have to be realistic in January. We really do. Trossard is a top of a player. I think can make the move in January. I feel like we can possibly get this done. He's only going to have 6 more months left in his contract. We could potentially pay a little bit of a fee to get him from Brighton, or else he could potentially leave on a free. So I would think Brighton would be smart enough to not let him go on a free. I don't think Trossard is going to sign any type of contract extension. This would be a smart purchase, knowing I'm pretty certain Hakim Ziyech is probably not going to be around during January. He will find a way to get out of Chelsea Football Club. There's a whole heap of talks about how Ziyech wants to leave as well. And let's face it, he's not favoured one bit. He wasn't favoured under Thomas Tuchel. He's not favoured under Graham Potter. So there's going to be a spot opening up. And I want Graham Potter to start getting his players, start getting the people that he feels that he can work with. And Trossard is not someone that he obviously just worked with in Brighton, but even when before Trossard joined Brighton and Graham Potter and the backroom staff, they were scouting Trossard for a while, and they took an entourage to convince him to join Brighton. So this is a player they know a lot about, man. So go out there and get him. He's a very good player. I'm not going to say he's overrated, man. I think Trossard is a very, very good player, and he's slowly probably hitting his peak. So this is probably the right time to get him. From a Premier League perspective, this season, Brighton's been doing really well, man. And Trossard has been doing exceptionally well. I mean, who's going to forget the hat-trick against Liverpool as well in recent times? And he had a really good game against us too. So I'm all down for Trossard in January, man. And I think that would be a great attacking addition to us. Jake, good to see you, my man. Hazard rolled back the years yesterday. He was good. I'm not going to get carried away too much. He was good, but I don't think he rolled back the years yesterday. It wasn't that good. Belgium is not a good team, man. The defense is old. Their midfield, they're going to get run over. Like Canada was all over them. It just takes a little bit of intensity, a little bit of pressure. I reckon even Saudi Arabia will run Belgium over, man. I'm watching Japan as well. You know what? In this day and age, I'm starting to think if you're not like pressing a lot as a unit, not like just by yourself, you got to press as a unit. You've got to have a lot of energy. You're gonna get caught out by the opposition. Like you can be a quality team, but if the opposition works harder than you and has some form of technicality, you can be found out, man. You can be found out. So look, I'm all down for Trossard. Let's see what you guys have to say. Shubra saying, still prefer Leao over Trossard. I think we all do. I think we all prefer Leao over Trossard, but why not both? Why not both? Why not both Trossard and Leao? I mean, Christian Pulisic, there's talks that he might move on as well. Apparently Juventus might be interested. I don't know. His future at Chelsea Football Club looks bleak. Ziyech, of course, many other players have it. So there's a lot of, don't worry, there's a lot of opportunity coming up. It's not just the one spot left. There's plenty of brothers that are probably going to have to move on very, very soon from Chelsea Football Club. So why not both? Why not both Leao and Trossard? And Nkunku, Matt Law Dagger yesterday stating that Nkunku is ready to sign for Chelsea Football Club. So that's fantastic as well. I can't see Leao coming to Chelsea. I can see Trossard coming to Chelsea to join with Potter. I can see Leao as well, man. I really can. He played 2 matches against us, so he should know a lot about us. Todd Bowley has not kept it a secret. He wants Leao. But the contract situation is a bit of a madness. Is he going to sign the contract extension with AC Milan? That's what it all comes down to. At the moment, he hasn't. So there's still a scope. Whether it happens in January, that's the thing. I'm more concerned about January. And I think Trossard is a player we can bring in January. That's for sure. Rambo is saying, Trossard is not good enough. Trust me, mate. I don't think I'm going to trust you because I trust me. And I've watched Brighton. He's a very, very good player. I mean, you can think he's not. That's up to you. I think under Graham Potter, Trossard would work. Izio, not convinced by Trossard. I'm still in favor of striker like Drogba, Diego. What's going on? Why are people against Trossard? That's a bit strange. Is it the fact that Brighton's not playing at the moment? Like, is it Trossard's performances out of your mind at the moment? Like, fans generally are very recent. Like their memory is very recent. They can't think further out to like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months is a long time ago. Is it because you haven't seen anything about Trossard in the last couple of weeks? Is that why? Have a look at what Trossard has done at Brighton so far, especially this season and also last season as well. I don't understand what's going on. All of a sudden, people not rating Trossard, which is quite strange, I feel. Let's go for Diaby. Diaby is also a very, very good player. I like Diaby. Honestly, I would go for someone like Diaby as opposed to bringing Callum Hudson-Odoi back. I'm being dead serious. Like, I've not seen enough of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Like, every time I've tuned in on Bayer Leverkusen, I've not really been convinced with Callum Hudson-Odoi. I hope he continues and he does well under Xabi Alonso. But if it's a player from Leverkusen, then it's Moussa Diaby for me. It's Moussa Diaby, for sure. G11W, good to see you, my man. Hello, Miz. Just finished a night shift. Have I missed much? No, you haven't. We've literally just started. A lot of people not rating Trossard. I find it very, very strange. We should really be going for mids, man. We will. Relax, my man. We will be going for mids. We need midfielders. It's not, if we get Trossard, then we don't get midfielders. We'll get them as well. Today is not the conversation about midfielders. That's the issue. None of the news. A couple of days ago, or even yesterday, the whole news was about Declan Rice and Bellingham. Every day, these newspaper journalists and whatnot, publications, they put on different news. Today is not the news for midfielders, but we are interested in midfielders. Don't worry about it one bit. No attacker will work with our midfield. Now, as I said, we definitely need midfielders. There's no doubt about that. Who do we get in January? I'm not really sure. But we need to bring someone in. We need to bring someone in. You know, Declan Rice, Bellingham, these are not January moves, man. Edson Alvarez, perhaps, but I'm not utterly convinced with Edson Alvarez. RN, I will take both Leao and Trossard. Good thing with Trossard is he won't need time to adjust with Potter and Premier League and can start instantly. We need good players to start performing now. See, this is exactly it. This is why I would love to have someone like Trossard, because you know what you're getting with Trossard. There shouldn't be any surprise. Trossard is not one of those flashy names. That's why I guess, yeah, but it's crazy, Shubra. Like, even though he's not a flashy name, but how can we forget his performances? Like, I don't understand why people are forgetting what he has done so far in the Premier League for Brighton this season, last season as well. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to just do a quick search on Google and find out what he's up to, see some of his performances, his highlights. I don't understand why people are forgetting. Wish we could buy Kavicha. I call him Kavicha. You've called him by his last name. Very difficult for me to pronounce. Look, he would be sensational, wouldn't he? But Napoli are building a damn good team, man. Raspadori, Kavicha, Osimhen, they've got a lot of ballers over there, man. Whether they're going to lose all of them in one go, I don't think so. Napoli, scary team, man, for Champions League as well. Like dark horse, proper dark horse. Nobody plays a low block against Brighton, so we don't really know how good Trossard is against such teams. Nah, Starboy, watch Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest was literally low block. Literally low block. I can tell you don't watch Brighton enough. You don't watch, like I watch Brighton. Brighton play football. There's a lot of teams that actually sit back on Brighton. Brighton, they don't get it that easily all the time. Yeah, there are teams that go toe-to-toe on them. That's for sure. At the end of the day, it's Brighton. But Brighton do force teams to defend deep. They do. You definitely don't watch Brighton enough. Do get to watch them. Miz, are you happy with Kai's goal was offside? Miz, are you happy Kai goal was offside? Let's keep the hate going. Let's keep the hate going. Like, I don't know what type of a fan you think I am, man. Like, do I look like a 17-year-old? Do I look 17 to you? Do I look 16? What hate, bro? Talking normally, talking real stuff. None of this hate, slander. This is not what you get in this channel. I don't know. You're probably getting it mixed up with other channels. This channel talks normally. Against Germany, I said it in my review. If you haven't seen the video, check out the latest video. I said, why is Germany deploying Kai Havertz as a number 9? He's not a striker. He's not a striker. Play him behind a striker. And I get it. Germany don't have a striker at the moment. I would probably put Adamé up front. I would put Adamé up front and then Kai Havertz behind him. But if I just want to, comment on Kai's performance yesterday, ineffective. Now, is ineffective a word that you associate with hate? That's up to you. There you go. He's back. Miz, I'm just trolling. Relax. You got smashed. That's why you're now telling me to relax. Anyway, doesn't Trossard play on the left? Won't he have too many left-sided players? He does play on the left, but I've seen him play on the right as well. He's not just penciled in for the left side. He can definitely play on the right. He's not one of those players that has to cut in with his left. He's not overly reliant on the cutback. He can definitely play from the right. He can definitely play on the left and hit the byline. He's more than just a regular left-sided winger, man. He's a good player. I want Trossard. People forgotten how crap our attack has been. Exactly, man. Exactly. Caicedo is the only player I want from Brighton. Trossard's a very good player, man. Caicedo, of course, I will take Caicedo, no doubt about it. Robert Sanchez is another one that we're linked with from a goalkeeper point of view. Okay, let's go to the next news, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do that, we've got over 107, nearly 110 people. Smash the like button. We'd love to get 100 likes during the live stream. 32 likes. If we can push it up to 100, we've got more than enough people. That would be much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe as well. Okay. Next news. Now, we will be serious about this particular news. I know some of you guys give me a lot of hate, a lot of comments, telling me that, Miz, how can you let sentiments and nostalgia and vibes sort of take over logic? Look, I'm going to be real with you guys. I will be real. So let's see the news and we'll talk real about this particular player. Chelsea have no plans to sign Ronaldo as they focus on other targets. Chelsea's focus will be strengthening midfield and defense, whilst they could sign a winger in January or the summer. So this is from Matt Law. A lot of things here we need to dissect. First of all, when it's coming from Matt Law, you're going to have to take it seriously in terms of transfer news. I don't like his opinion pieces and all of these other BS that he does. Transfer news, I do want to take him a little bit seriously. Few things he said. Chelsea's focus will be on strengthening midfield. There you go. To all the brothers that were worried, Moose, what about the midfield? What about the midfield? We need to talk about, we will strengthen midfield. Don't worry. Whether we do that in January, I hope we do at least get one midfielder. But in the summer, definitely a lot. We do need to revamp that whole midfield. And defense, so midfield and defense, which we'll get to very, very soon, the defense, was they could sign a winger in January. So the whole Trossard situation. There you go, winger in January or the summer. So I'm pretty sure we will get someone during the summer. But in January, I definitely need someone. I've said many a times, I need 3 players in January. Right-sided player as a backup for Reece James, and apparently it's someone like Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen, Simikan from Leipzig. Those are the players that are getting looked at. I've got no issues about those players. They're very, very good players. It'd be fantastic to have them. A midfielder and a attacker. So Trossard in January should be a very, very good shout. But in regards to this, Chelsea have no plans to sign Ronaldo. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. Look, would I like Ronaldo at Chelsea Football Club? Of course I would. Of course I would. I think it's got to do with a lot of vibes. I'm generally a very logical, sensible person when it comes to giving my opinion. But with Ronaldo, it's different because I grew up seeing this guy, man. I said this a couple of streams ago. And it would be crazy to have him at Chelsea Football Club. And I still don't think he's some sort of a washed footballer. Like this time last year, he was doing madness in the Champions League against Atalanta, Villarreal and the likes. Even in the Premier League, he was doing really well. Literally like 12 months ago. Like it wasn't even that long ago that he was killing it, right? I still think wherever he goes, he will bang in goals. Now, it doesn't have to be Chelsea Football Club. I understand you guys don't want him. He's too much of a character, too much attitude, too much ego. Maybe doesn't work hard enough. He won't press from the front. Look, I can counter that. I can say what I want to say from that angle, but I understand. I understand your feelings. The majority of Chelsea football fans that don't want Ronaldo, they think that Graham Potter, that's not the type of player Graham Potter wants. And that's the news as well that's going around internally, that Potter doesn't want someone like Ronaldo. And I get it. I mean, you bring in someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, you need to make the entire team focus on him. And if anyone sort of feels a little bit disheartened by that, then it's not going to work. Like, players like Ronaldo need to be the main focus. You feed the ball and they score goals. But if that's not going to be the case, that's not how we're going to play. And if that's not going to work for us, fair enough. I've got no issues with that. But Graham Potter's got to find a way. He's got to find a way to win games. Right now, we're not winning games. You've got to find a way. You've got Aubameyang, you've got Amada Broya. Find a way to win games. Hopefully, you get yourself Trossard during January. And I'm pretty sure Ronaldo will move on. Like, he's not going to cry for Chelsea. I personally feel, in my mind, logically, from a tactical point of view as well, you can make it work. But if that's not how Chelsea wants to play football, I'm all okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. There must be a reason why no big club wants Ronaldo. There must be a reason why no big clubs want Ronaldo. I mean, Royston, don't be surprised if he ends up going somewhere in January to a top club. Seriously, don't be surprised. Like, I don't get how all of a sudden Ronaldo, like, people think so lowly of him. Like, people think so low of this guy. It's strange. Like, look at his record, man. Like, this season, it's not been a good environment for him. He's had the family issue. He's had issues with the Man United board, the manager, Ten Hag. Literally, no one wants him at the club. He said it in his interview. But it's like we've forgotten his time at Juventus. We've forgotten his time at Real Madrid. We've forgotten his time at Man United. It wasn't even that long ago. Like, literally last season, he was Man United's top goal scorer. Like, he was literally Man United's top goal scorer. He was Man United Player of the Season in a diabolical season last season. Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden this guy is just a nobody. Like, honestly, I hope he kills it in the World Cup, man. I really hope he kills it in the World Cup. And then he finds himself a club. Look, if it's not Chelsea, it doesn't matter. I hope he gets some sort of a contract in Real Madrid. There's some rumors. Apparently, he could get a 6-month contract at Real Madrid. With Benzema being injured, he could potentially get a move in PSG, maybe. Who knows? Bayern Munich. It's just, yeah, man. Like, I don't get how some fans all of a sudden think this guy's some sort of a bum. CR7 not worth the headache. Yeah, look, I can understand from that point of view. Like, you're thinking more from an attitude, from a character point of view. Fair enough. I can see Ronaldo going Bayern. Yeah, I mean, Sadio Mane is injured over there. Sahil, Nandi Enzo Fernandez is a good shout. Ronaldo is not that good if he don't get service like Lukaku and Aubameyang. Exactly. But which striker is good without getting service? Like, you're going to have to think about players like Aguero and Suarez, that ilk of a player. But, these type of players, they need service, of course. Valen, thank you so much for the super chat. Bayern Munich, Mane is out, only have Choupo-Moting. Look, he'll find himself a 6-month contract. Don't worry. He will definitely find himself a 6-month contract. Clubs will have more off-field issues than his on-field fruits. I don't know, man. I don't know. When was the last time before this off-field drama that Ronaldo had back, like, whether it's in Juventus, whether it's in Real Madrid, or even his first stint in Man United? Like, this guy doesn't just go around and create havoc. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think he's that type. Because if Ronaldo comes and he gets played in wing-back, let's brace ourselves for another interview, this time with CNN. Yeah, that would be mad. I don't think Potter would do that. Clubs will have more. Yep. Saw that. Ronaldo is still world class, but with his wages and the amount of baggage he brings, clubs will be wary of the risk. It's worth the reward. Look, Ronaldo will have to compromise as well, right? He cannot be demanding that level of wages. He knows where his stocks are. Wherever he goes, whichever club he goes now, he will need to negotiate. He will need to compromise. He 100% has to compromise. He will have to probably half those wages. Do you know what I mean? Like, there has to be some level of compromise, man. Uzair, I think the fact that he said he doesn't respect the manager Ten Hag, if he only went after the club higher ups, then I don't think he'd have this backlash. I mean, Uzair, I get your point, but do you also understand why he said that, though? Like, can we sit and actually understand why he said he doesn't respect Ten Hag? He said he doesn't respect Ten Hag because he feels Ten Hag hasn't been truthful to him. He feels Ten Hag hasn't been, straightforward to him and honest with him. He said that. I just want some sort of communication. I just want some level of honesty that either you want me or you don't. If you don't want me, then he'll leave. He'll leave. Do you know what I mean? Look, ultimately what has happened, Man United and Ronaldo has found a mutual agreement to cut their contract. Like as if this thing could not have happened in the summer. You're telling me that both the parties could not have come together to a mutual agreement to say, let's end the contract. Why did it have to happen in November? It could have happened. It could have happened in summer, man. It could have happened in summer. And Ronaldo said, I want to stick around at Man United. I want to stick around at Man United. But Man United never communicated. Man United and Erik ten Hag should have communicated that we don't want you. We don't want you. You're not part of the plan. And then Ronaldo would have been forced to leave. This is how I look at him, and this is how I look at it. Miz, got to agree with you. People be thinking low of Ronaldo all of a sudden. Just wait till he performs in the World Cup and clubs will be after him. I've got no doubt about this, man. I really don't have any doubt about this. Okay, next up, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really good one. I know a lot of you guys are excited about this. Definitely Shubra is excited about it. And I know some of you guys are also excited about it. Chelsea are expected to make a move to sign Josko Gvardiol. There's always been talks about how not only we're looking at getting Nkunku, but also Gvardiol as well. We tried to get Gvardiol last summer for a gargantuan amount of fee, but we are possibly going to be looking at getting him this in the next summer window. Not a January situation. Obviously, Gvardiol, has got commitments with Leipzig. January. He's too much of a big player. But what I'm going to say is, I was very impressed. Yesterday, we did the watch along. Gvardiol was probably the most impressive player for me yesterday in that Morocco versus Croatia match. His structure at the back line, his awareness, his his physicality, his ball playing ability, a couple of long passes that he was spraying from deep, they looked really good, man. They really, really looked good. Defensively, he was solid. Physically, he stood up to the challenges as well. I think he's a very good player. Look, the price tag right now, obviously, is a bit of an issue, but some of you guys have mentioned that there is a release clause. I think Matt Law himself in his article said there is a release clause in the summer window at the end of this season for about 45 million pounds, I believe, pounds, euros, I don't know. I think it might be pounds or might be euros, I don't know. And that might be a bit of a good opportunity to get someone like Gvardiol, because at 90 million euros last summer was ridiculous. I think recently I saw 70 million euros, which also sounds a little bit too hefty for me, but about 45 million release clause. And our owners, Todd Bowley and Clear Lake Capital with Iqbali and all that, they're very close with the Leipzig group. They really are. So look, I'm down for this. I'm actually down for this now. Some of you guys have actually fully convinced me. But I don't like how people, when I say, look, we've got a lot of defenders and people start downplaying Chalobah. Like, Chalobah is a very good defender, man. I don't know why some people are saying he's not Chelsea level. In recent times, since Fofana got injured, Chalobah has probably been our best defender. I wouldn't even say Thiago Silva in recent times, just before the World Cup, he started to look a little bit dodgy as well. Let's keep it a buck. Brighton, Thiago Silva looked very dodgy. Last few matches, Thiago Silva looked very, very dodgy. So in this phase, this short phase that we had since Fofana got injured, Chalobah probably looked like a solid defender. And I'm not surprised. Chalobah wasn't bad last season either. I know he's a bit erratic here and there, but he's young. He will clean up that situation and become more of a solid defender. But I don't like how whenever I say, oh, someone like Gvardiol, do we really need him? We've got Wesley Fofana, we've got Chalobah, we've got, Koulibaly. Lewa Colwell is someone who we should be looking into transitioning him into the team. And then all of a sudden everyone's like, nah, Miz, you got to go for Gvardiol. Like, Chalobah is not a good player. Chalobah is not Chelsea level. Why do we have to downplay Chalobah? Do you know what I mean? Look, I don't want to downplay Chalobah. I'm okay to get someone like Gvardiol who misses out. Probably Thiago Silva doesn't, extend his contract. Do we still keep a back three? In that case, we do need more defenders. Do we go to a back four down the track? I don't know. Look, all I can say is I've got no issues with Gvardiol. If we sign him for that release clause for about 45 million pounds, whatever it is, I think we will find ourselves a very, very good defender. What does it mean for some of our defenders? They will have to make some room. Who leaves? It would really annoy me if it's Chalobah. I think someone like Thiago Silva, I don't know whether he's going to carry on for another. Look, if Thiago Silva carries on for one more season, how does Gvardiol happen then? Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to discredit Lewa Colwell. Like, Lewa Colwell should be given an opportunity at Chelsea Football Club. Really should be. Like, we know what he's capable of. So, I know Gvardiol is way ahead in terms of development. He plays in the Champions League. He's been playing in Bundesliga. But he's young. Like, Gvardiol is young. Like, we don't know what can happen. Similarly with Lewa Colwell, he's young. He could potentially develop to what Gvardiol is right now. So it could either go both ways for any of these players. So I would trust Lewa Colwell, man. I really would. But as I said, my bottom line with Gvardiol is I don't mind him. I don't mind him one bit. Chalobah is so underrated, Miz. 100% underrated. Chalobah has been much better than Koulibaly. Yeah, I have to agree. He has. Who knows? Thiago might have already said that this would be his last season. Then we have to get another CB. Even if we move on to back four in the long run, it won't happen just now. Potter also deploys three. Yeah. I definitely saw your comment regarding this. We could potentially still keep a three. Who knows? But we'll have a lot of defenders. That's the thing. Wesley Fofana, Chalobah. Don't forget Ethan Ampadu still in our books. Lewa Colwell, Koulibaly. Marco Correa can play as a centre-back as well. So, if we are potentially looking to have two world-class players or sort of two solid players in each position, then fair enough. Left-sided CBs are a rare thing. And Gvardiol, from what I saw against Morocco, and Morocco ain't no mug. I'm telling you right now, Morocco's a very, very good team. So that was a good performance for me. After Thiago Silva, Chalobah is our best defender. Chalobah is an excellent defender, close thing to Rudiger. Chelsea will have in near future. I believe in Chalobah as well, man. We need a quality squad to get Gvardiol, especially if the other defenders are injury prone. That's the other good point. We do have defenders that get injured, especially Wesley Fofana now. I don't know what's going on. Broke his leg, muscle injury now. We'll see how he turns out to be. I think if we play four at the back, it's a good option as we can rotationally play our defenders. Yep. Bobby, stop it means nobody leaves, and if Thiago stays, he certainly won't play much at all next season. Stop the miss. Nobody leaves. Okay, so we're just going to bring in Gvardiol and nobody leaves. All right, okay. I don't think that's how it works, but if that's what you want to believe. I used to doubt Chalobah, but after the last couple of runs, he's looked more proper Chels than anyone on the pitch. He's very good. Don't mind anyone miss. He's still young. Yeah, look, I believe in Chalobah, man. Because I was watching that video again when you were shocked when with Thorgan Hazard playing wingback. Had me cracking it. I don't know what he's doing with Dolman playing wingback. Trev, Fufu, Colwell, Gvardiol in back four in the long run. Great depth. Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to slowly wrap things up. World Cup match is just around the corner, so get ready for that. Let's see if Zakaria is actually going to feature for... Is Zakaria starting? Let me have a look. Is Zakaria starting? Well, surprise, surprise. Zakaria is not starting. Does he even come off the bench? Let's see. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Over 140 still live. Only 53 likes. Would love to get another 47 in a quick succession to get to 100 likes, which would be much appreciated. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I'm going to watch Cameroon versus Switzerland now, and let's see if Zakaria plays, if he comes on at all. If he does, if he has a good performance, then we might do a quick live after the match to do a review specifically on Zakaria. If not, I shall see you guys tomorrow morning. Whether I do a watch along for Brazil and Serbia, I don't know. It is early. I might just sleep in a little bit, man. Sleep is very important. Sleep is very important. But you're going to get a video after all of the World Cup matches finishes on the day. You'll get a video recap of what has happened and also the latest Chelsea news. So yeah, until next time, everyone, take care and see ya. Royston saying, are you doing a watch along? Not for this particular match, my man, but weekend's coming on. So we will soon. The weekend is coming. We'll have plenty of watch alongs. Until next time, everyone, take care. See ya.